All right, ice bath time. Here we are, Topanga, California. We've got a beautiful ice bath here. This is like the Ferrari of ice baths. We loaded it up with 300 pounds of ice. But if you're at home, you can do this with a cold shower or your bathtub. Just load in some ice, getting a nice cold stimulus. Whatever you got is gonna be perfect.
There's one thing that's for certain in our lives is that we experience stress. We often hear about that. Oh, I'm feeling stress, or oh, I'm getting stressed all the time, or dealing with anxiety, depression. And stress ends up getting this bad connotation. In fact, in nature, in looking at our biology, stress is fundamental to our lives. When we look at cold exposure, to consider it as an acute stressor, it's a way to change our relationship to stress itself. To let this be an opportunity to really let the cold be a mirror so that you can see yourself and break these loops of chronic stress that we may experience through our lives and open up this new opportunity to understand ourselves on a deeper level, to how we can leverage stress as a tool for growth and for plasticity and adaptation.
We've got 3 parts to our cooling experience: pre-cooling before we get in the tub, intercooling in the tub, and post-cooling out of the tub. So Sam's gonna get ready now. Really, this is the time to draw in your focus. There's so much focus that goes into this practice, and the more that you can bring it in and really slow yourself down, starting to pay attention, this piece of self-awareness, noticing what your state of being is, how you're feeling, your emotions behind the task you're about to do here, and also really just being very mindful of your movement, your thoughts and your movements, slowing it all down. So we're also going to warm up our body. So we do this by getting in a horse stance. You can see Sam is in a nice low position here, firing some major muscle groups in his legs, and he's gonna start moving his body with this arm motion from side to side. He's connecting into his breath, using his breath with the movement. Additionally, you might notice Sam has got a little bit of muscle tension going on in his back. So imagining like you're pressing against someone's hand, pushing away from your body, flexing your back muscles. This is gonna fire off some of that brown fat, starting to build heat in the body. So you can close your eyes, really center in, drawing that attention and awareness into the body. Again, checking in, what are you feeling right here in the moment as you're about to embark on this ice bath experience? Also, what's your intention for this? It's always good to bring in an intention for yourself so that you can really have something that you're taking away from the experience. So once Sam is feeling nice and ready, warmed up, he's gonna get in the tub. You ready?
Let's do this.
Awesome. So when you step up to the tub, just take a moment, take a breath, get centered, really align to that intention. And then when you get in, it's full commitment. It's not a tiptoe in. You'll watch Sam, he gets in, he gets all the way down into the water, getting your water all the way up to your shoulders. And you notice he's breathing fast right here, and really encourage you just to lean into that breath. Let it be fast, let it be out of control. And then as the body begins to adapt, the breath becomes a little bit more controlled. So you can start breathing through the mouth, and then when you have access, you can shift it into nasal breathing. Notice Sam's keeping his body really relaxed. His shoulders aren't tense, his face and jaw nice and loose. Keeping that strong focus. And as you're here, about 60 seconds we go through this cold shock, and there is a shift point. So the tendency for people is when they first get in, it's like, flee, get me out of here. But if you allow yourself to stay, you'll notice everything starts to settle, and you get to this point, and it happens with everyone, where your whole body shifts and you're in this place where it's like, yeah, I can be here, this is all good. As you're in the tub and you're breathing, really want to focus your breath down low in your belly and even into your ribs. Our intercostals, we actually generate a lot of heat. So drawing that breath nice and low down into that lower abdominal area. We really want to take this small chunks here. So we're only going to go in for about 2 minutes. So you can notice Sam might even have a little bit of shivers that's happening, which is all good. Again, stimulating that brown fat, starting to create some heat within our body. And as you're listening to your body, you don't necessarily have to start in timer. You go from that peak, get me out of here experience, the body settles, and then once you have control of the breath and you feel relaxed, that's it. You don't need to stay in for 5 minutes. It's just a nice submersion, getting that stimulus. And when you feel like you're ready, just maintaining that slow pace, being very intentional, observing what's happening, each of these phases here. You can also take your hands out of the water if you notice that they're feeling a little extra stimulation. So when Sam's ready, he's gonna nice and slowly get out of the tub, keeping that focus, keeping that awareness into the body. So the practice isn't over after you get out of the ice bath. We're now moving into the post-cooling part of our practice. So Sam moving nice and slow, keeping that focus. And he's gonna get back into that movement, right into that horse stance. So we wanna warm our body up. If we actually go straight for the towel, our brain starts to trigger our blood flow to circulate. So as we got into the ice bath, we got vasoconstriction, which draws all the warm blood into our core. It's protecting all of our vital organs. We can lose a thumb, but we can't lose a heart. So our body is protecting all of those vitals. So now we get out, we start to move. Nice, slow. We don't get out and start running in place or doing jumping jacks. That's gonna get the heart pumping faster, mixing that blood quicker, and you actually get what's called after drop. So this is where we feel like we're actually cold from the inside. Sam's just gonna keep moving until he actually feels warm. So remembering, as you're pressing your hands across, you're flexing your back, our brown fat is growing along our shoulders, down our spine. You can also do this move here where you pull your arms back like you're squeezing a ball between your shoulder blades. Squeeze, 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 and then let it go, and you'll feel a nice little warm rush. You can do it again, one more time, flexing, pulling the arms back, squeeze it out, and then let it go. Feel that warm flush, back into the horse stance. If you've got some other moves you like to do, Tai Chi, however you like to move, just let it be nice and slow. A little bouncing can be nice, getting that blood flow moving through the body. And then once you're done, you can grab your towel and dry off and feel the stoke and the spark of all those endorphins, all these happy hormones in your body, and also knowing that you just accomplished something that may have seemed impossible for you. And here you are, you survived, you did it.
So if we had a long, stressful day, to get in the cold before bed is a really nice way to signal to the nervous system to engage. Post-cooling is really when that parasympathetic nervous system kicks online. So if you want to get a good night's sleep, get nice and cold and let yourself warm up naturally after. And notice how relaxed your body feels once you've completed a cold dip.
So remember, you don't have to have an ice bath like this. You can use your cold shower. Nature is a great place to do cold. The ocean this time of year in the winter is great. You know, if there's a cold stream or river or lake, jump in that. And we really just encourage you to give it a try. So get out there, and thanks for tuning in.